Today now we are going to discuss the transcendental teachings of Prahlada Maharaj, part 6. Here anxiety is the nature of the material world, as Prahlada Maharaj is always teaching us that material world is just a place which is punaha punaha charvita charvanana. We are just chewing the chewed, and in this process we are always anxious. No matter however good we are, we will suffer. Whether we have good money, which means that we will have more health issues because people who have money, they have to manage the big companies, and people who have less money, they are very poor and they cannot manage themselves. They don't have the money to fulfill their basic necessities and needs of life. There are people who don't have money. For them also it is a problem. So anxiety is the nature of material world. Everybody is meant to be anxious in this material world. And time is basically like a big Ferris wheel. Just like the sugarcane wala, especially in India and in other countries, he takes the sugarcane and the rods and he puts it through the machine, wherein machine, there's a wheel like thing that rolls, and it crushes the rod, getting out all the sugarcane juice, and then the person takes the rod from outside, folds it, and again keeps it through the thing. So only devotees aren't affected by time. This time factor is like a wheel that is just taking out the rust or the juice of our life and of our vital life air at every moment, and it is just crushing our life air. So only devotees aren't affected by time. आयुर हरति वैपुंसाम उद्यम अस्तं चयन असौ तस्यार्थे यत् क्षणो नीतः उत्तम श्लोक वार्तया. So here in this verse, Ayur Harati Vaipumsam, that Udyamastam Chayan Asau, the sun is just rising and setting every day and is sucking the life air, the juice of our life every day by rising and setting. This is for the people who are just interested in the materialistic way of life, enjoying. But tasyarthe yat kshano nitaha uttama shloka vartaya, the person who is speaking about uttama shloka, that is the Supreme Lord, this particular person, when the sun is rising and setting, it is just taking him one day closer to go back to Godhead. The person who utilizes the time only is not affected by time. How to utilize the time? That is engage in the service of the Lord. This is what Prahlada Maharaj is doing, and he is encouraging all his classmates to do from young age. Kaumara acharit prajna. So now people in this material world are like Hiranyakashipu. I mean, not fully like Hiranyakashipu, because not everybody here is as cruel as Hiranyakashipu, but everybody has the same characteristics, the same mentality as Hiranyakashipu. That Hiranya means gold and Kashipu means a soft bed. So that person who always accumulated Hiranya and wanted to enjoy on the Kashipu, that is all he wanted to accumulate gold and enjoy on the soft bed, that person is called as Hiranyakashipu. So nowadays everybody in this material world has this mentality, and that is why everybody is anxious. Nobody is peaceful in this material world. So there are different types of living entities who are Nitya Siddha. These are eternally liberated, and they don't need to perform any particular activities to get liberated. We are Sadhana Siddha. Sadhana Siddha, this is our category. We are becoming liberated by sadhana. So we are practicing, we are chanting japa, we are doing deity worship, we are serving the Lord with the principles of sadhana, and thus we are becoming liberated. Kripa Siddha, many people also are part of this category, that they become liberated by the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord, causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord's devotees. And so these people are liberated by Kripa, that is the mercy of the Lord. Prahlad Maharaj and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually have the same mode here, which means that Prahlad Maharaj wanted to be servant of the Lord. He wanted to serve Narada Muni. So we actually can refer to Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 13.80, that Naham Vipro Nachararapatir Napi Vaishyo Na Shudro Naham Varni Nacha Grihapatir Na Vanastho Yathirva Kinto Prodhyan Nikila Paramananda Purnamratabdhir Gopi Bhartaha Padakamalayor Dasa Dasa Anudasaha. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here is saying that I am not a Brahmana, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Vaishya nor a Shudra, nor I am a Brahmachari, a householder, a Varnaprastha or a Sannyasi. I identify myself only as the servant of the lotus feet of the Lord Sri Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis. He is like an ocean of nectar, and he is the cause of the transcendental bliss. He is always existing with brilliance. So this is the Bhuta Shuddhi Shloka, that whenever we are worshipping the deity, whenever we are chanting or doing any sadhana work, we are supposed to remember this, that we are not a part of any varna, any ashrama, any designation, nothing. We are just only the servant of the Lord. So now Parampara recommends us to go to the Lord, and we have to stick to the Parampara, not to somebody else. If we stick to somebody else, then we are definitely not going to attain the pure love of the Supreme Lord. And if we don't stick to this parampara, we won't get the real nectar of the holy name, the true love of the Lord, because love of the Lord is a property which is possessed only by the parampara. So only parampara can distribute the love of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For example, many people here chant the holy name, but they don't have love and they aren't devotees. Examples are Mayavadis. So they are chanting the holy names of the Lord, and they still don't have love for the Supreme Lord. They think that everything is false, which is not false. It is actually temporary. So there is a difference between temporary and false. They are not devotees practically. So they think that everything is Maya or illusion. So if we take Diksha from them, then we won't get the pure love of the Supreme Lord. So that is why one should come to the Bhagavata school, not the Mayavadi school. So it is there is this shloka called as Avaishnava Mukhod Girinam Putam Harikatamritam. It is there in the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 17th chapter and 40th verse. Avaishnava Mukhod Girinam Putam Harikatamritam Shravanam Naiva Kartavyam Sarpochishtam Yathapayah. That one should not hear anything about Krishna from a non-Vaishnava. Milk touched by the lips of a serpent has poisonous effects. Similarly, talks about Krishna given by a non-Vaishnava are also poisonous. One must be a bona fide devotee, and then he can preach and impress the devotional service upon his listeners. So thus we should not take shelter from the Mayavadi school. So even from people like Buddhism, people who follow the religion of Buddhism, here Buddhism says that nothing is real. So which is false. This material world is temporary, but it has been created. So we have all been sent here. So it is definitely a real thing, but a temporary thing. It will be annihilated in a short period of time. But it's not false, and we cannot say we can say that it's temporary but not false. So Mayavada teaches you that we should lose our individuality at death and we should merge into the Brahman, where we have no enjoying and suffering. From here we may fall down at any time. So the more we are perfect or advanced, we like to get more and more associated with devotees, and we realize the importance of hearing and chanting as we get advanced in devotional service, because we get love of the Supreme Lord. So this happens only when one associates with the devotees. And Prahlad Maharaj is convincing his friends to do this at a young age, to start this at the young age right now, and give up all the attachment to the material world. So Shikshashtakam verse 4 also mentions this, that Nadanam Najanam na Sundarim Kavitam va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavatat Bhakti Rahaytuki Tvai, that we don't want anything, even also liberation also we don't want actually. So our devotion begins with liberation only. And we realize the importance of this as we advance in devotional service. We only want transcendental service of the Supreme Lord, birth after birth. So, O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. So, yeah, now people are classified also differently. Again, as we saw, Prahlad Maharaj explains this, that some people want bhukti, enjoyment, which is temporary and futile. So the enjoyment here in this material world is temporary and futile. In the spiritual world, it's eternal, ever existing, permanent. And mukti or liberation is here equal to what asuras or mayavadis get. So Mayavadis just merge into the Brahman, wherein serving the Supreme Lord, the propensity to serve goes away, because we don't get a chance to serve the Supreme Lord. We just remain there without any enjoying, without any suffering. So thus this is just temporary too. We may fall down from there at any time. So Siddhi or perfection. So some people want Siddhi, that is, yogis can walk in water. So Prabhupada said that we can take a boat to go in water. Why do we need to endeavor for such a long time just to get one perfection by which we can just walk in the water? This perfection will not allow you liberation. Will not give you liberation to the supreme abode. And these yogis also get proud sometimes, so they cannot be liberated in any way if they have this anartha of being proud. And when the deity comes home, we must be like the servant of the deity. We should cultivate this desire that we want to serve the Lord purely with devotional service. We should not desire for this bhukti, mukti or siddhi or anything else. And we should behave in such a way that we should be like guests in our own homes. We should think that Krishna is the proprietor of everything. So, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suridam Sarvabhutanam. This is Bhagavad Gita 5.29. So, the mood of Prahlad Maharaj, we should also think like this: ki what more do I have to read? What can I hear? How can I serve the Lord in a very better enhanced manner? And what more can I share with others? Just like I am getting benefited, let my family get benefited, then my neighbors, then my society, my country, and then my entire nation. So like this, what more is there to share with others? That's what everybody thinks. Like Prahlad Maharaj, he prayed for the rascals and the fools living in this material world to get liberated. So the word of the devotee is so powerful, as it is given in the as it is proven here, that Narada Muni's words are fulfilled in Damodar Leela, where he said that he told Nalakuver and Manigriv that Krishna will come and liberate him. Brahma's words are fulfilled in killing Hiranyakashipu, that Brahma said that he gave many boons, that nobody will be able to kill you outside or inside, in the evening or in the day, etc. So the word of the devotee is very powerful. And when the devotee says something, when the Lord says something, it is to be taken very seriously. So Indra, actually he was cursed to become a pig, and then later Brihaspati asked him to come. So when he became a pig or a hog, then Brihaspati told him to come. So Brihaspati only cursed him. So at that time he said, no, I have my family, I have to enjoy here. But Brihaspati bought the butcher, and he said that let the butcher come and kill this guy. Then he said, okay, I'll come back. So this is how people are attached to this material world. And Prahlad Maharaj says that Hitvatma Pakam Grihamanda Kopam Vanam Gato Yantarimasha. So we are actually supposed to detach ourselves from everything here. There is everything here in this material world. There is also one more verse here, that Srimad Bhagavatam 10.88.8, that Krishna says here that whenever I favor somebody, then I will gradually deprive him of his wealth. Then the relatives and friends of such a poverty-stricken man abandon him. In this way, he suffers one distress after another. So, this is Yasyaham Anugrahanami Harisheta Dhanam Shanehi Tato Dhanam Tyajantyasya Swajana Dukha Dukhitam. So, Srila Prabhupada has gone through this, that Srila Prabhupada actually was a great devotee of the Supreme Lord, and he faced many problems in his business, and also he took Varnaprastha and Sannyasa when he found that his wife preferred tea more than him. So she was not ready to change as Prabhupada wanted her to. So thus he took Varnaprastha and Sannyasa. And this is like the teaching of Prahlad Maharaj, that we are not supposed to be attached to this material world, because at the end of the day nothing is going to come with us again back to wherever we go, whether we go to the hellish planet or the upper planets, or again back to Golok Vrindavan. That does not matter. Nothing will come with us from here, because here everything is material, made of matter. Over there everything is spirit. So matter cannot enter there. Over there we have another a better form of enjoyment of serving the Supreme Lord personally. So we should give up all this small attachments and go there back to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the teaching of Prahlad Maharaj here. And we should not try to accumulate too much and enjoy too much, because the Supreme Lord is the proprietor of everything only. So when we serve the Supreme Lord, that time we'll get our share of enjoyment. So this was the end of Transcendental Teachings of Prahlad Maharaj part 6. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Dandvat Pranams. Jai Srila Prabhupada.